All right, let's do this. 1 and 2, 3, and 1. Now remember, the ands are when your hands come up. You don't want to say the and in a rush right before you tap your legs. You're tapping your legs on the numbers. Now why are we clapping on the 4? Well, I find that the missing numbers, and they're not really missing, they're just silent, but the missing numbers cause the biggest problem because we try to pause or we don't fill that missing beat with something. So, like say the and that comes afterwards ends up where the 4 is supposed to go. So the thing is, you have to put silence on the 4. You can't leave it blank. You can't just pause. You have to put something there. There always has to be something on every beat. And on the 4, there's a silence. So we're marking the silence with the clap to make sure that we actually do it. So 1, 2, 3 is the idea with just some ands. So to avoid confusion, let's break it down. And I want you to count and clap exactly what I just did. You're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to clap here on the 4. Let's say the 4 the first time. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to do the exact same thing, exact same speed. You're going to say on the 4. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to add the 1 after the 4. 1, 2, 3, 1. Ready? Count out loud. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 1. So it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're playing a scale. It doesn't matter if you're playing a chord. It doesn't matter if you're clapping or tapping. It doesn't matter if it's a rest. It doesn't matter if it's a note. All of the numbers are always there and nothing changes. Right now, it's probably confusing working on all the details, okay? But it's actually thinking of those details that I want you to stop doing. I want you to think mostly about 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's what you concentrate on. If you get that right, the other stuff, sure, we want it to be correct, but it doesn't really matter if it's not. If you don't get this right, then nothing else is correct. So I want you to focus more on the 1, 2, 3, 4 than any other details. Now, your mind is going to revolt with that idea. You're going to hate that idea. I know you will because I know you, and every single student hates that idea. In the beginning, it's a matter of priorities, right? We don't quite understand. We see people playing like cool, fancy stuff, and that's what we want to do. The fancy stuff is built off of this. And you can't build the fancy stuff off of anything but this. So you have to do that first. That's what I want you to focus on, is just keeping that beat consistent. Nothing else matters. Now, in the interest of keeping that beat consistent, we want to make sure the ands are right in the middle of the beats. So I'm going to demonstrate, then we'll do it a second time. You do it with me. We're going to count this. 1 and 2 and 3 and notice how much I exaggerate that up. Okay? The ands are just as important as the beats. Do this with me. You're going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Count the ands, make an exaggerated up. Count out loud, exaggerate it. Ready? Count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right. Now in the rhythm, it's 1 and 2, 3 and. So we have the 1, we have the 2, we have the 3, we have a silence, and we have 2 ands. That seems pretty complicated. Let's do 1 and 2, 3 first. I'm going to do it twice. Do it with me both times. Ready? And 1 and 2, 3. Notice you can kind of feel that silence on the and as well. If you could, that's awesome, because that means we're marking every single rhythm value. Again, 1 and 2, 3. Ready? And 1 and 2, 3. Now, 1 and 2, 3, 4. But we're not going to say 4, we're just going to clap on it. And we're clapping to mark the rest. Ready? Count. 1 and 2, 3. Wow, that even confused me. Let's do it again. It seems like an eternity to that 4, doesn't it? Let's do it again. Ready? And 1 and 2, 3. I need an and right after the clap, so it's going to be 3 and. 3 and. But that's pretty confusing, so let's do and 1. So we're going to go all the way to 1. Alright, so no more explaining, no more philosophy, no more practicing. We're just going to do this 3 times. I'm going to do it 3 times. I will pause a little bit between each time so you can think about what you want to do differently the next time. I'll warn you. We'll do it again. Let's go. All the way through the first measure. Ready? I'm sorry, all the way through the 1 of the second measure. Ready? Count. 1 and 2, 3, and 1. Second time. Ready? And 1 and 2, 3, and 1. Last time. Ready? Count. 1 and 2, 3, and 1. Now I want you to do the exact same thing we just did while I play this. You're going to tap and clap and count and stuff. Ready? Count. 1 and 2, 3, and 1. Clap and count. Okay, so let's do this like 4 or 5 times. And the first time you go through this, I want you to clap and slap and count all the way through, all 4 times. Then, if you'd like to back it up and practice this with the guitar, go for it. This is just the A and the C. Okay, ready? And 1 and 2, 3, and 1. Ready? Again, and 1 and 2, 3, and 1. Little faster, and 1 and 2, 3, and 1, 2, faster, and 1 and 2, 3, and 1, 2. When we start to get fast, I just think of the song. A little faster, 2, last one. Ready, count. 1 and 2, 3, and 1. Now, if it's getting a little tough to clap that fast, just say it. Alright, just say it. We're going to do this 3 times fairly quickly. Just count, don't clap. But probably tap your foot or something. Or just, tap your leg. But you don't have to do this stuff. 1, 2, count out loud. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, faster, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, faster, and. Okay. That's enough. Yeah, so if you got all that right with the counting, back it up. Play the guitar with me in that section. Have fun.